All right, so if you were born between the years 1990 and 2000, it's likely that you know what these things are. Kid Cuisine, everyone's favorite microwave dinner. At least they were mine. This penguin pretty much raised me. But that's not our boy. Look at this creepy penguin. What's his name, Flipper? Flipperjack? Ready? Woo-hoo! That's our boy. That's what he should look like. And this is creepy new school penguin. I'm sorry if you're of this generation. That would haunt my nightmares. All right, so we're gonna adulterate. So we're gonna create my favorite flavor and kind of adulterize every single component of it. You got your Nuggies, your corn, your Brownie, and your mac. Let's make this a little more interesting. But first we gotta try it. Flipper, the creepy dipper. Oh yes. Okay, so it says to remove the Nuggies in the sprinkle packet. Nuggies removed, it says to pop this thing in Chef Mike for a minute. Chef Mike. Ow. Perfectly soggy. Oh my god, that is divine. Now, unfortunately, we have to try each component of this just to kind of see where we're at here. I'm gonna start with the molten mac and cheese. Wow. God, I want to hate that so bad. Kind of has a special place in my heart, but it's not good. All right, corn. The corn is sitting in a puddle of water and has 0 seasoning on it. It's not creamy at all. I don't think it's supposed to be, but that's corn. Cool. Okay. For the dessert, we gotta try the piece de resistance, le nugget, which is definitely not crispy. Okay. Spongy, not crispy, probably not chicken. Let's go on to this brown town. I have to say, it kind of smells like pancakes and it kind of looks not that bad. Might burn my lips off, but I mean, okay, that's good. I like that. Okay, primary research finito, and I think I know how to make all of these a little bit better. Let's start with the Nuggies. This is 2 pounds of chicken thighs. I'm cutting them up into little chunks just to make it a little easier on the food processor. Speaking of which, to the food processor, add the 2 pounds of chicken thighs followed by 1 egg and 1 tablespoon of minced garlic. Then puree until a smooth ground meat mixture forms. Add in a pinch of salt, a few cracks of BP, black pepper, then a smidge of MSG. Then pulse the machine a few more times to incorporate the seasoning. Use a small ice cream scoop to portion out about 2 to 3 tablespoons of the ground chicken mixture on a parchment-lined tray. Then, with oiled hands, form each piece of ground meat into a nugget shape. To a large plastic bag, add in a half cup of all-purpose flour, a half cup of potato starch, and a pinch of salt. Shake the whole shadiddly up until everything is worked in, then coat 4 or 5 Nuggies at a time by gently shaking them in the bag. Set each coated Nuggie aside as you work through all of them. To ensure ultimate crispiness, we are going to double fry the Nuggies. First, in batches, fry the Nuggies at 300 degrees Fahrenheit for 2 minutes, then remove them from the hot oil and rest for 10 minutes. Increase the heat of the oil to 375 Fahrenheit, then again, in batches, fry the Nuggies until crisp and GB. Golden brown. The first fry is to ensure that the nuggets are cooked through, and the second fry is for color and texture. As soon as the nugs come out of the oil, hit them with a little bit of salt and this stuff. This is vinegar powder. You guessed it, it's vinegar in powdered form, and it gives these nuggets a mysteriously addicting characteristic that will set your Nuggies apart from the rest. Okay, next up is the corn. I'm really not sure if the executives at ConAgra just got lazy, or if they think that kids really like plain watered-down, unseasoned corn. Regardless, we're going to do this delicious sweet summer corn justice while also letting the natural sweetness shine through. We are going to do that by removing the kernels from the cob. You can do that either by laying the cob on a flat surface and slicing off each side in quarters, or this is a neat little restaurant trick that I learned while washing dishes. This little bowl trick catches the corn as it's shaved off the cob. It can be a little messy, but it's a nice prep tip. Anyways, shave off them kernels from the 4 cobs of corn and set them aside. To a pan on medium-low heat, melt in half a stick of unsalted butter and cook until the froth subsides and the butter is slightly browned. It'll take a few minutes for the froth to bubble off, but once it does, the milk solids in the butter toast quickly, and it can burn easily, so don't stray too far from the hub. Once the butter is brown, add in the corn and stir things around a bit. Season with a little bit of salt, then stir in a 1/4 cup of toasted walnuts and 2 sprigs of torn mint. The mint will discolor slightly, so you can also wait to stir it in until you're ready to serve. Next up, we have everybody's favorite, mac and cheese. Except we're gonna drop the mac, or macaroni, and sub it out for shells. Why? Because I love shells. They catch the gooey cheese sauce much better than macaroni, and straight up, they're just more fun to eat. We're grating 2 cheeses today, that is mild cheddar and Gruyere. Start by adding a pound of Gruyere and half a pound of cheddar to a large mixing bowl. Then, sprinkle in a tablespoon of cornstarch and toss everything together by hand. In a separate mixing bowl, add 2 eggs, a teaspoon of Dijon mustard, a 12-ounce can of evaporated milk, half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and a pinch of salt. Whisk that together until smooth, then set it aside next to the cheese. Bring a large pot of salted water up to a boil, then dump in the pound of shell pasta. Cook for a few minutes, just until al dente, then strain the water off and reintroduce the pasta to that same bowl on medium heat. Immediately stir in 1 stick of unsalted butter, then pour in the evaporated milk mixture followed by the cheese, stirring until the sauce is thickened slightly and the cheese is fully melted. This is not your average roux-based mac, it's a lot saucier and gooier. Cut the heat, cover with a lid, and let it hang out while we get our 4th and final course going. We're going to make an upgraded fancy mug brownie using high-quality ingredients and a secret ingredient. Start by sifting 2.5 tablespoons of cacao powder, 1.5 tablespoons of bread flour, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt into a large bowl. Then whisk in 2 tablespoons each of melted unsalted butter and whole milk. Mix the batter until there are little to no lumps. We're going for a smooth batter here. Okay, let's talk about that secret ingredient. This is sweetened condensed milk, commonly found in a lot of baking products. It's basically very sweet, very thick, reduced down milk. A really cool thing you could do with this is just take the label off and simmer it in hot water for 3 hours and it turns into dulce de leche. Dulce de leche, dulce de leche. I don't know how to say it. And what that is essentially milk caramel, but it's not caramel because it's not made of sugar. It's actually milk that again has been reduced down and the sugars have caramelized, making it look like a milk caramel. To a standard 8-ounce coffee mug, swipe in a bit of butter to help keep the brownie from sticking, then spoon in half the batter. Swirl in a tablespoon of the dulce de leche, then top with the remaining batter and microwave on high uncovered for 50 seconds. Alright, you got your narcissistic mug all filled with brownie. Into Chef Mike we go. The end result should be a molten, gooey, rich brownie that you should really let cool off a few minutes before eating, or you will vaporize the roof of your mouth, trust me. All we need to do now is fill these slots of our cutesy little black tray with our gourmet Kid Cuisine components. Alright, we're all finished up here. Looks pretty, hopefully tastes pretty. The only problem is, everything is ice cold because everything here took a while to make. So in typical Kid Cuisine fashion, we're gonna toss these in Chef Mike and nuke things until it's hot and hopefully it survives. Oh, she's sizzling. Alright, let's taste a little of everything. Our wonderful corn. Summer corn, brown butter, can't go wrong. I'm gonna save the dessert till the end. The mac, look at that. The mac held some of its goo retention. You can see those cheese curtains. That's nice. Just like the real thing. Oh man, I guess no matter how old you are, macaroni still burns the roof of your mouth. All right, you can still see some of that potato starch on the top there, craggly and crispy. Still got a bit of spring to it. And we're dipping in ranch today because not a big ketchup guy. That's nice. Not too bready, because all we did was coat it in starch and flour instead of, dry wet dry station. And for dessert, I think I'll have a drink. After all, this is adult cuisine. Delicious. Let's get that dulce de leche in there. It's in there somewhere. Ooh, I did get some of that dulce de leche though. Let's try to find some of that. Yeah, you can see it right there. Sweet, sweet milk caramel. Wow, best mug brownie I've ever had. Yum. So there you have it, an adultitized, not adulterated Kid Cuisine. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. All this stuff, singularly as a component, they're pretty easy to make. All the recipes are on my website if you want to go check those out. I got that for you. I'll pop a link below. If you have any other nostalgic food items that you'd like me to kind of remake and make adult friendly, hit that in the comments below. Let me know what you're thinking. And oh, huge announcement. I finally did it like 3 years later, but we're releasing t-shirts. This is one of the t-shirts. Black with a little Omnivorous Adam mouth logo and Omnivorous over the sleeve there. These are both Champion. Very heavy, thick, high quality stuff. Then we also have something in white for those of you who like white shirts. But yeah, it's a play on the thank you bags from, you know, the markets that you get all the time, so. Pretty cool. Those will be up on the website, I think, by the time this video is posted, so go check that out. Again, I'll leave a link below. Thank you so much for watching. Like the video if you like the video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We got a lot of fun stuff planned on the horizon, so be sure to keep your head on a swivel for that. And I shall see you next time.